Well, last night was the night. The Rock and Roman Reigns were returning to Friday Night Smackdown to hopefully address what was going on with them and the whole Cody Rhodes situation. The stage was set and what we got? Well, we got a whole load of nothing. If Cody and Seth on Monday was the Michelin star meal, this was the tacky kebab you got afterwards. Roman Reigns came out with Solo, Jimmy and Paul and wanted to be honest with us for once. Honest about the people being dumb but not individually, as a collective. This is because they will catchphrase everything The Rock says and there is a lot of information people needed to understand. So get your notebooks ready because you might not remember it all. Roman says this is the first night we can say The Rock is a member of the Bloodline and this brings out Dwayne in an awful jacket. Dwayne then tells the Salt Lake crowd that they broke an attendance record for the largest pile of trailer park trash The Rock has ever seen. Then has the nerve to ask if they are sure they want to boo The Rock. Of course they do. Dwayne then embraces his heel persona completely by going to town on the crowd saying they have 50 wives and 600 inbred children. This triggered the Rocky chants, which was no surprise, he was always better as the heel. Maybe if he kept Black Adam the bad guy, the film might have sold well. Rocky then blames the audience for The Rock and Roman Reigns not happening at WrestleMania and then questions what is Cody's story. He lost to Roman last year and complained his way to fighting Roman again. As the crowd boo, Dwayne says, "You boo because it's the truth," and calls the crowd spoiled, entitled crybaby bitches. If that's what stopped us from watching a gassed up old man fight in the main event of WrestleMania, I'll continue to cry. The Rock then targets Cody saying he will prevent him from walking out of Mania the champ. After altering his catchphrase to "If you smell what the Bloodline is cooking, all the family stand together with the wands raised." Well, that was a whole load of nothing. Let's have a look at the information that we had to take. Oh, so much. Apart from Dwayne saying he would use his power to stop Cody and Dwayne now being in the Bloodline, nothing really progressed in the story. Hopefully Cody and Rollins can give us something huge on the Grayson Waller effect at Elimination Chamber. But welcome back everybody to the main event where we'll be talking about Friday Night Smackdown from Salt Lake City. And if you enjoy what you see here and want to see some more, please hit the subscribe button down below for more content. As we have discovered last week, if you do not hit the button, you have a small PP. We began SmackDown with the first qualifier of the night, pitting Kevin Owens against Dominic Mysterio. Dom entered the ring and said that Rhea, Finn and Priest will all retain their titles at Elimination Chamber and he will go on to win the #1 contender spot and it'll be a complete sweep. Yeah, okay. Kevin then progresses to just wrestle circles around Dominic Mysterio, like Dom doesn't get much offense in the first 5 minutes of this match. Truth then comes out and distracts Owens, which relays back to him calling Kevin the Miz last week. Owens hits a beautiful swanton bomb, and then Wade Barrett asks the question, how can you not love Dirty Dom Mysterio? Quite easily. Dom then asks Truth to go and get him a chair, promising him that he is in the Judgment Day, so when Truth does go get the chair, he just sits down on it, which sets up Kevin Owens for a super kick and pop-up powerbomb finish, and Kevin Owens is now in the chamber. Man, that chamber is now stacked. We then cut backstage to see Drew with Kayla, and Drew says that he needs to win the chamber for Raw and for everybody and to just mainly save WrestleMania. LA Knight then comes out and confronts him. Drew goes and says that Knight's whole front is because he's insecure because he just can't pull it off in the ring, but Knight then brings up Drew's t-shirt saying that he can see DM Punk's name under CM Punk's on the gravestone, and then they start getting into a little brawl. But then I thought to myself that these two don't really seem to know each other well, which is a complete lie because they used to be in a stable together when Eli Drake first showed up in Impact. Roman then arrives and hugs Jimmy and says, let's go fix everything Jay messed up. Mate, Jay's not even here. He's on Raw. Kayla is then making her money by being backstage with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, who are talking about the fact that they're going to Elimination Chamber to fight for the tag titles. Everything seems to be going better for Pete Dunne now. He's lost that stupid name and he's partnered up with his old buddy. Tyler then says they need to think of a new name and calls the team New Catch Republic. Nope, I much prefer British Strong Style, Tyler. Dominic then shows up and says that they couldn't beat any two members of the Judgment Day, to which Tyler says he and Pete will face Dom and Truth next week. Dom leaves saying that Truth isn't part of the Judgment Day. We then later on find out that they'll actually be taking on Dom and JD. That'll be a fun match. The first Women's Elimination Chamber qualifier of the night comes next when Zelina Vega takes on Tiffany Stratton, and Zelina Vega gets a really good showing to start off here. She dominates Tiffany Stratton, which is what I didn't think would happen because, Tiffany's the new hot prospect. There was a beautiful moonsault early in the match from Zelina Vega to Tiffany Stratton on the outside. But Zelina's run went all tits up when we saw Legado del Fantasma watching in the crowd, which then drags the LWO out to keep an eye on Legado. Vega hits an incredible 619 to Tiffany's legs. This was really cool. Elektra Lopez then talks smack about Zelina. Zelina drags her over the barrier, which then leads to Tiffany hitting the prettiest moonsault ever and getting the win and joining the chamber. I hope Tiffany gets a really good showing in the chamber. I hope she makes it to like the final 3 because she is that good, and there's so many names we know in there and don't really know Tiffany much on the main roster. We then cut to Styles backstage being all doom and gloom as he usually is at the moment, to which the OC all show up who never appear on TV and never have matches, but Carl Anderson goes and says that AJ clearly forgot where he came from, to which AJ strikes Anderson. They have a wee little brawl, and all I can think is the Bullet Club's breaking apart again. We then have the surprise that Post Malone has curated the WWE 2K24 soundtrack, and he will be a playable character. Man, I can't wait to play as him. I'll feel just like a rock star. It's like one of the only songs I actually know by him. We then see a Damage Control video package where basically it's just Io saying that it's her era and she's going to embarrass Bayley at WrestleMania, and then Asuka and Kairi putting a target on Dakota Kai for turning on them, because she totally did, didn't she? Then it's time for AOP's debut on SmackDown as they take on Javier Bernal and Bo Norris. AOP murder them. That's all I can say about that. Byron Saxton is then shown backstage with Logan. Oh, I wanted Killer again. Logan says you're welcome to everybody for fighting for the first time ever on TV, which is mad. And he says he'll win the chamber and challenge Rollins again and actually win this time. This then leads to the final male qualifier for the Elimination Chamber as The Miz takes on Logan Paul. Logan starts off cocky, but then The Miz takes control and The Miz looks like a top tier wrestler here. He goes to town on Logan, hitting some crazy moves. We then get a picture-in-picture of Nick Aldis sat in the gods with Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, but also sat alongside Bron Breakker and Jade Cargill. Ooh. Miz then goes after Logan's injured knee, and Logan tries to cheat a couple of times, but he never gets the come up. But one poorly timed move by The Miz causes Logan to hit him with a knockout punch and then give him a hug drop and get the pin 1-2-3. Logan Paul is the final member of the Elimination Chamber match, joining Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and Bobby Lashley. Oh my god, this match is stacked. I cannot wait for next Saturday. 9 in the morning for us. Now you'll learn how bad it is, America. Nick, Jade, Bron, Liv and Bianca are all in Aldis's office, and then Tiffany comes storming in wanting to know how Elimination Chambers work, to which Liv, Bianca and Tiffany all start arguing. Jade then rises up as the fearful panther she is and tells them all to stop arguing. They better not be doing it during her big business meeting. Big business? Is Nick Aldis hiring for AEW now? Is it you on March the 13th? Nick then tells Tiffany it's not the time or the place, and they all leave. We then see Paul Heyman backstage speaking to Grayson Waller, no doubt about the Grayson Waller effect at the Chamber. Final match of the night now as Naomi takes on Alba Fire in a qualifier for the Elimination Chamber match. Obviously Shotzi is out after an injury was sustained at the NXT tapings this past Tuesday. Poor Shotzi, send our love to her. The first thing that we notice though is that they have changed Naomi's music. Why? Amazing was the most pumping intro song WWE had. It actually felt like a big deal was coming to the ring. Now it's just laid with lyrics. If this is done by Def Rebel, they have continued to show that they are terrible at making theme tunes. I know some people like it, you're allowed to like it, but I don't. What progressed then was really a showcase for Naomi, as they showed some really good back and forth, but every time Alba tried something, Naomi had a come up. She had some really interesting offense, I will say. Alba Fire ends up tapping out, and Naomi joins the Women's Chamber alongside Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton, with the final spot being decided in a last chance battle royal on Raw. It's not going to be Jade Cargill winning it. She's apparently out for good reason, let's be fair. They don't want to see her get pinned, which, you know, makes sense. It's more than likely going to be Indy Hartwell because, you know, Australia. Dakota catches Bayley backstage and says that she needs her help because of what the rest of Damage Control said about coming after her, and Bayley says she can't do it right now. You made the best choice, Bayley, because Dakota is going to turn on you. Nick Aldis comes out to the top of the stage and announces that he has signed someone to a SmackDown contract, and it is none other than Bron Breakker. Well, why did they put the tag titles on him and Corbin on NXT on Tuesday? I hope Corbin comes up with him. And then we got the whole Rock and Roman segment, and that was SmackDown. I actually don't think this was the best show. I think it was a 3 out of 5 at best. I think it was just some good wrestling, some good segments, progressed some things, didn't really progress the thing we were all watching for. Big shame. But what did you think about SmackDown? Did you enjoy it? Did you like Naomi's new entrance? Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe to the video. Remember, small PP. I have been Toby. This has been the main event, and I'll see you soon.